The South Korean economy is expected to see sluggish growth this year, with the nation's trade deficit already coming to around 54% of last year's record high. Lee Soo-jin has more.
The South Korean economy is expected to see limited growth this year. The Bank of Korea said on Tuesday that the nation's economic growth is expected to fall below February's projection of 1.6% this year. This comes as exports remain sluggish as the IT sector continues to underperform. Exports plunged more than 13% on year to $55.1 billion last month. The country's current account recorded a deficit of $520 million in February as exports shrank and imports rose. The downward trend is expected to continue this month as well. Data from the Korea Customs Service show that the nation's trade deficit has already reached more than $25 billion this year, which is 54.1% of last year's record high. Exports dropped almost 9% on year to $14 billion in the first 10 days of April, continuing the downward trend that began in October last year. Meanwhile, growth in facility investment came to just 0.2% in February as demand for IT parts remained low. Production was also hit hard by the slowdown in the IT sector. The manufacturing sector saw production fall more than 3% from the previous month. Production in the service sector, such as restaurants and hotels, however, rose 0.7% as more people began to dine out and travel. Retail sales, a key gauge of consumer demand, were also up 5.3% on month in February. Economic growth is likely to show a limited improvement during the latter half of the year, however, due to uncertainties related to China's reopening, the IT sector, and global bank crises. Major countries are experiencing a slow economic recovery as well. While the United States and the Eurozone showed signs of improvement at the beginning of the year, downward pressure on the economy rose in March due to the global banking crisis. Exports in China remain sluggish, although domestic demand is on the path to recovery with the normalization of economic activity, while Japan's economic recovery is weak as overseas demand continues to slow. Lee Soo-jin, Arirang News.